The Epilogue from ISHTA by Avabhasa, aka Adidar Samraj. My Sphere of Love-Bliss, March the 28th, 1994. The work I do is at the source point, without difference. The work I do does not require any cosmic designs or any visualizations or any traveling to support it. I am at the source. I am the source itself. By merely being, I do my work, not via conditions, not supported by conditions at all. The power of being itself is the intimate beyond intimate space of absolute delight, without complication, no subject and object. The true God is source, beyond conditions, beyond visualizations, beyond objects. The true God is love-bliss, unsupported, free. You are full of fear, yet you possess psychological mechanisms with which you immunize yourself against your fundamental fear. You experience fear as just a kind of stress or anxiety, a motivation to seek, yet you are actually looking into the face of that terrible deity of your infinitely magnified separateness. Rather than looking for the source of your fear, you must transcend fear through communion with me. Give yourself up to me. Give yourself up to the divine truly. Surrender yourself. Forget yourself. That process is full of my love bliss and magnifies only my love bliss, not fear. Your reluctance to practice ISHTA Guru Bhakti is a movement toward your fear. The real practice of ISHTA Guru Bhakti always reveals more and more freedom, more and more love bliss, more and more communion with the God who truly is, not the mere maker of events, but the divine who transcends all, who is all love bliss, who is utterly free, who is not contained, not confined, not supported by conditions. The true divine is utterly without fear and does not cause fear in any experience of it. Your communion with me does not cause fear to arise. Notice this. If you truly practice ISHTA Guru Bhakti Yoga, if you truly practice communion with me, your fear is weakened and purified. The moments of real communion with me have no fear in them. They do not magnify fear. Notice this. This is how you grasp at heart more profoundly that the way of the heart is truth, because it does not magnify fear. If you practice away the heart even a little bit, there is that much less fear. The sign of your true practice of ISHTA Guru Bhakti Yoga, your true communion with me, shows itself as weakening of fear, and this sign inspires you further. When you surrender to me, your fear is weakened and dissolved, so that you go further, surrender more, forget yourself more. The worst thing of all is the fear. It is the primal sign of the self-contraction, the root sign of egoity. The more you practice devotion to me, the less you experience fear. But also, the less you experience anxiety. The knot of self-contraction is dissolved, washed through, so that there is less and less of it and more of the profound investment in my love bliss. This is the way of the heart, the way of the yoga of devotion to me. All seeking, all clinging to objectivity, all clinging to objects of any kind intensifies first your anxiety and then your fear. Fear is the first artifact of your egoity. It is behind everything you do. Practice devotion to me moment by moment, and there is less and less of anxiety, less and less of fear, more and more fullness of love bliss. Do you not notice this? The process of self-surrender and self-forgetting relinquishes the point of view of the body-mind. This is how you go beyond the potential of the dark vision, beyond your fear and beyond your anxiety also. You fear the absence of objective signs. You fear the absence of the difference that your body makes and your mind makes. Yet these are exactly the categories of existence you must go beyond in your surrender to me. The ultimate delight is bodiless and mindless. That is freedom. That is the realization. It is also the context of any work I may do beyond the lifetime of this body, if there is any work left over for me to do. For my devotee, the seventh stage realization is bodiless and mindless. The body-mind is not the point of view of the seventh stage realization. Likewise, the body-mind is not the point of view of communion with me. The body-mind is the point of view that is the source of fear. Therefore, you are afraid of death. And afraid of death, you are afraid of the very process that is your freedom. That process is a profoundly, ultimately, most perfectly subjective process, not an historical event whereby the cosmic domain disappears, as if in opposition to the Big Bang that supposedly made it happen to begin with. Your communion with me is beyond the separate self, therefore beyond the body-mind. By your persistence in ISHTA Guru Bhakti Yoga, you will transcend your fear. Even so, if such transcendence is to occur, the point of view of the body-mind must be relinquished in communion with me. The body-mind is what there is to forget. The self-contraction, yes, but also the context and structure of the self-contraction. Relinquish this point of view. There is mere physical death, but I am talking about something greater, the true process of self-surrendering and self-forgetting that transcends the point of view of the body-mind. That is the death I am talking about. That death is the import of true religion. That death is not a suicide, not a struggle with the body. That death is communion with the very divine to the degree that you forget the body-mind rather than struggle with it. The body-mind must cease to be your point of view, not merely cease to exist. If you practice this yoga of devotion to me, then the point of view of the body-mind, and therefore all the reflection of self-contraction, all the fear, is surrendered and forgotten, dissolved in that surrendering and forgetting. This is how you will unlearn your fear of death. Natural death is just a natural phenomenon. What you fear about it is the fear associated with your self-contraction or the point of view of your body-mind. You enter into my sphere of love-bliss by surrendering that point of view through ISHTA Guru Bhakti Yoga, so that all of your anxiety about natural death and the potential suffering in life likewise vanishes. The event itself, death itself, occurs in any case. It is a natural phenomenon. You must be in my sphere. In that communion with me, your anxieties are released and your fear. Then another destiny becomes yours. Just by this surrender, this forgetting, this communion with me, this participation in me, this transition into my sphere. My divine translation, this bhava, is my experience all the time. Yet my apparent association with you and with this conditional domain continues without bondage. Ultimately, my divine translation is simply the relinquishment of my active gestures within the cosmic domain. My true divine translation is not the end of my gestures altogether, not the end of my work, not the end of my influence. My standing firm in the divine domain is my greatest attractiveness, my greatest influence, my greatest siddhi, and it is already happening. Still, I remain influential within this conditional sphere, mysteriously, just long enough that I am satisfied, or better said, just long enough that I forget it. I am not truly here on the basis of concerns. I animate apparent concerns for your sake. My certainty is that my siddhi of divine translation is the ultimate means whereby my work will be effective throughout the cosmic domain forever. Do the sadhana I have given to you to do with all your responsibilities, and leave me in my samadhi, shining here and everywhere. Let that be the basis of your relationship to me. You are in a fluid position with me, always moving on. Therefore, address my leela and keep moving with me. Fulfill your responsibilities, do your practice, and always enter into self-surrendering and self-forgetting communion with me. Keep moving with me. I am moving constantly and moveless also. All my movements are mere appearances in the place of my standing firm. When you truly come to me, the rooms, the movements, and the places will disintegrate, and you will wake up to where you have always been, where you always already are. All the appearances of movement are a play, an illusion, within which you must do sadhana. Resort to me and understand yourself. Do not take anything that is conditional seriously. Take me seriously. Practice ISHTA Guru Bhakti Yoga, surrendering and forgetting your self-position, all your faculties, all apparent relations, all seemings, with nothing to hold on to but me. If you think life is difficult, watch death. Death is a profound intrusion as a merely natural event. My devotees, communing with me most profoundly, must be released of all the horrors of the suffering of life and also of death. Yet you are rather casual about life and death, because you can enjoy your social congeniality, your social consolation, your functional consolation. You can just keep it orderly, keep the consolations going. In communion with me, Even your intimacies are about surrender, not the consolation, not the holding on, not the congeniality of this appearance here that is presumed to be eternal. Intimate relations, if they exist, even friendships, must be a circumstance of your devotion to me, your surrender, not your holding on, not your consolation. This apparent order is a moment made by your fear. None of it will continue. It is a while that tests you, that tests the choice you will make to hold on to it or surrender. Nobody is going to go with you to the whirling place of death where mind makes existence. Nor is anyone with you now but me. Yet, on the basis of the point of view of the body-mind, you assume relations and the apparent order and the would-be consolations. You are holding on instead of surrendering. You are creating an idol, an alternative to the divine, made of your consolations, your arrangements. Your attempts to fill the anxiety and somehow forget it. The darkness of egoically self-possessed mind after death is a whirling terror. It is not fun, nor are you having fun now. You are not having any fun at all. You are just deluding yourself to reduce your anxiety. All your arrangements and consolations are just efforts on your part to reduce your anxiety. Yet you are right in the face of this terrible place of your confinement and separateness. You must become serious in my company, serious about the reality in which you are existing and which is making you fear it. You are full of fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety make you weak and make consolations and arrangements, as if your consolations will go on forever. You must appreciate the game you are playing. You must understand that it is based on fear. You must respond to me and transform every aspect of your life through self-surrender and self-forgetting, making all of life a yoga rather than an indulgence in things that console you. People who indulge themselves in consolations are not serious. I cannot take them seriously and I cannot trust them. Therefore, do this yoga. Keep on growing. Get closer and closer to me. Be serious. Stay in my company. Do not let up for a moment. If you are intelligent, you would not dare let up for a moment. Therefore, become more intelligent. Stay with me, and you can afford to be quiet. Do you ever get quiet, just quiet? Talk in the cool blueness, the full moonlit night, consciousness attendant to the divine, all energy flowing, even running out of the top of the head like a fountain, undisturbed, not seeking, invested utterly in me. That is it. Not stimulations and consolations. You are not in a paradise of Western democracy. You are in a terrible night of fear. You keep agitating yourself toward consolations so that you will not have to experience your state, which is superficially anxious and deeply afraid. What you would have in communion with me is a cool, watery, full moonlit night, cooled of stress and desire and consolation. Awake to brightness. On that basis, visions of clarity and peace. And then moving beyond them to my love-bliss itself, without the slightest image, without the slightest object, without the slightest fear, without any other, not even yourself and other. No other, no separation, no visions, no objects. Only self-existing being, self-radiant without limitation. No separate self, no objects, no cosmos, no seeking. Samadhi, samadhana, utterly rested, fearless, unmoved. No place, no going and coming, no conversation, no society, no world, no sex organs, no thing, but fullness itself, not objective. Only God, only brightness, no difference, no relatedness, only happiness, no unhappiness, no threat. This is what there is to be realized, not the mayhem you are manufacturing in your fear and seeking, in your contraction into separateness. Devote your life to this peace beyond difference, this divinity, this communion with me. Everything else is just something to be noticed, just a discipline to be applied, more intense practice of this devotion to me. All the superficial matter temporary, not important. Be still, be washed, be mindless, bodiless, sublime, God only. We are home now, Lord. That is it. Do not leave. Da.